Woohoo! And we're live again on another Tuesday, and it's just me in the house today, and I'm doing a solo live. And here is what my topic is today. Lights, camera, action, LinkedIn's video hotspots. And actually, so many people ask me about this, which is why I decided to go with this topic, because so many times people are like, where are all of the different places that I can go live, not go live, have video on LinkedIn? And so that's what I figured I'd cover today, and we could get it all in one good go. So to stop myself from rambling, as I want to do when I do a live by myself, I decided to go ahead and make a little way to kind of keep me on track today. So I'm going to just keep to my theme, keep to my show notes so that I don't go off, and I make sure that I get everything done. And for anybody who's joining me today, please go ahead and drop your comments in and your questions in and just any feedback you have. If I missed any by the time I get to the end, so wait till the end to tell me if I missed any, then we can figure out, is there even more I don't even know about? Because I don't profess to be perfect. Progress over perfection, people. Okay, so let's get stuck in, and we'll go with lights, camera, action, LinkedIn's video hotspots. So the first one, of course, is what everybody knows, the LinkedIn feed. And in the LinkedIn feed, you can do videos either by uploading natively, which is usually the way that I recommend doing your videos, but you could also post a link to, say, a YouTube video. And actually, a lot of people do this and have great success. I would highlight Kevin D. Turner and Louise Brogan. They are just rocking it with YouTube, and they simply post their YouTube videos as a link on LinkedIn. It creates sort of a small little thumbnail, but if you click on it, it goes right to YouTube. And Louise is like, I don't know where she's at, 35,000 million subscribers. She's just got so many subscribers now. It's amazing. I don't even know where she's at, but she is amazing. And Kevin is just like rocking himself too. So YouTube works. Links do work. But I recommend native LinkedIn videos. That's what I do. And they can be these vertical videos. Here's an example, me with Sarah Clay, where we're doing a vertical video. You could also just do a straight, this is kind of a repurposed video from a live, but you can also just take your phone and make your selfie videos, and those vertical videos do really, really well on LinkedIn. And then, of course, square videos are good. And even the 16:9, which are those horizontal videos, they do well as well. So it's up to you to figure that out, what works for you. Do different things. Now, I do recommend putting in a thumbnail, because I don't know what it is. You upload a video to LinkedIn, and it's like, it always catches you doing the worst face ever. So a thumbnail guarantees that everything is going to look nice. Now, you can only do thumbnails on desktop, not on mobile. So that's kind of a drawback, but it is nice to know that you can upload videos from desktop or mobile, either way. And of course, LinkedIn now does auto-generated captions. So if you're not like me, I like to do my captions externally. I make those open captions, which are burned into the videos. But now with LinkedIn, it's so easy, and you can edit your captions. So if they're not 100% perfect, because they never will be, you can go in and edit those, even on mobile now. So I think that's really good. And LinkedIn seems to be doing much better with the quality of the captions. And of course, it's going to make those auto-generated closed captions that the viewer can turn on and turn off. So that's nice. And of course, one point I would always let people know is, if you're uploading a video to LinkedIn and you've already taken time to put the captions on yourself, make sure when you upload it that you toggle off the auto-generated captions, because then you get double captions and it looks kind of weird. So unfortunately, the default is always on to add the captions, but you can quickly slide it off when you do that. So that is hotspot number one, the LinkedIn feed. Number two is on your LinkedIn profile in your featured section. And I love this because you can do any kind of video, and you can do your native video post that you've already uploaded. You can actually just add it from your featured section. As a tip, you can actually just even go into the post itself, click the three dots, the little ellipses in the top right corner, and then you can say set to profile, your feature on your profile, which is kind of a nice step. If you upload it and say, hey, I know this wants to go on the featured section, you can do that pronto. So that's kind of nice to know. But anyways, you can go back to your featured section on your profile and you can add a video post that you did earlier by just clicking add post. When you come in here, you'll see the little plus sign. You can add the post, but you can also add linked videos that are external, not on your profile, not in your feed. Like maybe you were a LinkedIn Live guest on somebody else's profile. You can take that link and you can add it to your featured section. And you can also add videos from YouTube or Vimeo as well. So it's really good to play with this and see what you can do. So remember, you can add a post, a video post, and you can also add a link, which is internal within LinkedIn or external to YouTube or Vimeo. And the only goofy thing with the featured section, which there's not a lot you can do, is you'll notice it kind of always, these are examples of 3 videos. One is a Vimeo, and so that's a link. The other one is a square video, which was on LinkedIn. And the third one I have in this picture is a vertical video, and they never quite look right. So just know it looks wonky, but it's okay. So LinkedIn profile featured section, a great place for video. Number 3, I should take a breath. Number 3 in our hotspots would be your LinkedIn profile in your experience section. Now, a lot of people don't know about this, and this is kind of a cool one because you can only add a link. You can't do your native post like you can in your featured section, but you can add a link from LinkedIn, or you can add a link from an external site. And you only get to see a few of them. So right now in the picture that I'm showing right now, which if you're on the podcast, you can't see it, but I'm showing 3 of them. The max is 6, but LinkedIn allows you to put more and more and more. It's just the last 6 are going to be present. And if you want to see who really rocks this, none other than Jeff Young, because if you go to his, I think you'll see 73 in one of his experience sections. And it's Jeff doing his seminars, his LinkedIn Lives, and all the different things that he does. So he's a great example of just how you can really have so much media in the experience section of your profile. So that's kind of good. And you can have it within any experience. So, think about if you've been a podcast guest, or if you've been a live stream guest, or you're doing webinars, or, a portfolio, you could have them, all sorts of different things. So think outside the box for this one, folks. Okay, next up, LinkedIn direct messages. Now, as a video nut, I like to do this. And I like to do this for things like people's birthdays. I like to send them a video message. A voice note is also nice too. And even just a Bitmoji graphic or a GIF or something like that. Nice ways to acknowledge people's birthdays. But I like to send a special birthday message. I like to use this for thank yous. If I want to thank somebody, maybe if somebody's not feeling well, I might send them a cheer up video. Just, hi, I'm thinking of you. Just nice things like that. You could use this for work as well. If you wanted to talk to somebody about, hey, I looked at your profile and these are the 3 things I recommend. You could do a video as well and do things like that. Now, with LinkedIn direct messages, primarily this is for mobile. So you usually use your mobile phone to do these. LinkedIn does not provide captions though. So if you want to do captions, you have to make your video on your mobile, and then you have to use an external source to put the captions in, like CapCut or Clips. There's many different programs you can use, and then you can do the captions. I always go to the trouble of adding captions because I just never know if my recipients, they may be hearing impaired and they need those captions, or perhaps they're in a place where they want to play it on silent and they don't want to hear me talking. So I like to put the captions in. So just know that LinkedIn does not do that automatically for you. You'd have to do that externally. Now, the thing about LinkedIn direct messages is, what if you're not a mobile user? What if you don't want to record videos on your phone and you want to do it on desktop? Well, I have a workaround for you, and that would be to use a program like Loom, where you can use that on your desktop. You could record a video. This is a fabulous one for work. If, for instance, remember I said, showing people their profile, you do a Loom video and you can have their profile in the background and you can be the little circle bubble, and you can literally just say, hey, Jeff, I went on your profile. I noticed that there's this mistake and, blah, 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 blah. Or I looked at your profile. It's amazing. I've seen that you've really been working hard at it. I just wanted to give you kudos. Those are some examples. And you can also do a Loom as like full face. So you can do that as well. And all you would do is afterwards copy the link into the direct message. And then Loom will make a lovely little thumbnail for you automatically. And then when people click that, it just goes into Loom, they watch it, they close it, and they're right back in the DMs. So that's a really, really nice workaround using something like Loom on the desktop. So that's with direct messages. And I just want to let you know, if you are doing a mobile video using your mobile phone in a direct message, you have up to 2 minutes. So if you're the kind of person where, a 1 minute on a voice note, it's not enough, I want something longer, a video message of 2 minutes. And believe me, there's no like 2 minutes exact, like you cannot go 2:01. It's exact. So you want to kind of keep it under, just so that you never, oh no, it was 2:01 and I can't upload it. LinkedIn cuts you off. So that's good to know. And now we'll go on to the next one. And that is LinkedIn newsletters and articles. This has to be my favorite. I do this all the time. And you can do actually a couple of different things. You can't upload a native video to a newsletter or article, but you can go ahead and embed a link from something like YouTube or Vimeo. I actually use both. I love them both. And then that way, when somebody sees the article, they can just click the video and it starts playing and they don't leave LinkedIn. So whereas like if you had a YouTube video in the feed, if they click it, off they go to LinkedIn to watch it, YouTube to watch it. In an article, it plays within the article. So that's like amazing. Now, you can also just embed the link. So you don't have to embed the whole article if you want. You can just embed the link, and LinkedIn makes kind of like a little bookmark. And if they click it, they go out to see it. So that's another way. But I figure if you're going to go all the time and trouble to put it in your newsletter article, embed that sucker and make it shine. So absolutely love those. And there's no time limit on these. They can be a 1-hour webinar. It can be whatever you want. So that's nice. It could be short, it can be long, no time limits. So that's good to know. All right, LinkedIn company pages. This is another place where people are like, oh, I didn't remember I could do videos there. So yes, you can do videos, and you can upload natively, all the same kind like you put in your regular LinkedIn video feed, news feed. You can also put in a link as well. So you can do that as well. But I like to do something a little bit different because I don't really pay my company page a lot of attention. But what I like to do is I just repost videos. So if I've already posted a video to LinkedIn, or maybe even a LinkedIn Live, I can just go ahead, and if I change my little head to being my company page instead of me, as the person, beside the like and the comment and the reaction, if I switch my head to be, instead of my personal profile, I'm acting as my company page, then I can just go ahead and repost that and repost it to my company page. So I I do that all the time. I think that's a great way to go. And of course, you could share it with your thoughts as well if you wanted to do that. So that's kind of a way of getting some extra bang for your video buck, is reposting it. But sharing it natively is probably the better way to go. And of course, now we can also do LinkedIn Lives on company pages as well. Haven't done one of those yet, so that is on my bucket list to do by the end of the year. And one last thing about the LinkedIn company page is you can actually pin a post. So if you had a really good video introduction to, these are my services that I provide, and it's a very business focused video, you could actually pin that to the top of your company page. For some reason, my pinning is broken. I have no idea why. I tried to experiment with it today, and it was like, I kept getting that boop, 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 and it was like, what is the deal? So it has to be a native uploaded video. It can't be a repost. So even on a native upload, might have been too old. So that could be. So anyways, something to think about. And then of course, with company pages, you can boost a post. I don't do ads, but if that's something that you wanted to do, you could boost a post on a company page and pay for it and get it out to more people. So something else to think of as well. Number 7, I feel like I'm going really fast here, but I'll keep moving. Number 7, post to LinkedIn groups. Now, again, this is where a lot of people go, oh, I forgot you could do that. Now, some people do it. I wouldn't call it spammy, but maybe think twice about how you do this. Because I've noticed sometimes in my feed, I'll see somebody and they upload a video, and then it's like they upload it, multiple times to every single group they're in. And I think what you have to do is really, with a group, you have to play nice in somebody else's sandbox. Let me put it like that. So you have to go from the perspective of, does this meet with the terms of the group? Because some groups have actual rules about what they allow and what they don't allow. Sometimes posts are moderated in groups, so that's another thing to think of as well. But more importantly, does your video post add value? So, if I was just like selling something, like, okay, I'm selling my, $10,000 course, and I'm going to send it to every single group that I'm in on LinkedIn, that would probably be seen as kind of spammy. So I reserve my LinkedIn video posts into a group for things that I feel add value, maybe would spark a conversation. If I join a group, I might do an intro and I might say, hi, everyone, I'm excited to be in this group. I made an introduction to myself, and it would be very low keyed. This is what I do. And here's, why I'm excited to be in the group. I'd make it personal. I wouldn't just say, oh, there's my standard intro I have on my website. Let's go ahead and add that. I think I would say, hi, I wanted to be in the TEDx Women's Community Group because I have a dream of having a TED Talk, and I look forward to being in a supportive group with other women. Something like that people would say, wow, that really helps me get to know, like, and trust you. I know in the Espresso Plus community, we had a wonderful experience once where we all did this 2 truths and a lie. And this was sanctioned by John Asperian. And it was a great way for us to all get to know each other, and people guessing in the post, which one was the truth, which one was the lie. It was a really great way of everybody kind of getting to know each other. So that's kind of a fun thing to do as well. So I love LinkedIn group videos in there. It's a great tool. And then the last is this new LinkedIn video tab. I think I just got it last week. And right now, this is only on mobile. And there's actually now a little video tab at the bottom of your screen on your mobile when you're on LinkedIn. And if you tap that, then you're like in something they're calling immersive view, where you're just going to see video after video after video. Pretty much they're all optimized for the vertical videos. I don't even know if I've seen any square ones yet, but primarily it's for the mobile viewing experience, and vertical, of course, is best for that. Now, what are the options? How do you even get into that? Well, LinkedIn, if you go to their help article, which talks about it as actually, I looked it up, immersive video on LinkedIn. So if you want help, that's what you have to type in to find it on LinkedIn's help. So they say, you can't choose what you see. So it's like, it's based on what, LinkedIn thinks is relevant for you. I get a lot of LinkedIn learning ads, like little snippets, those little nanos. So I don't know necessarily if they're an ad, but they're little snippets of these LinkedIn learning. So it's like, I find I'm getting them like every 3 videos. I get a lot of, kind of TikTok-ish videos where you have like, green screens behind you and people doing things and things flying across the screen. Very, very visual, stimulating videos is what's coming in my feed. And we cannot curate our feed. We cannot ask to be in the feed. It's up to LinkedIn. They say they are choosing videos that are engage, that they feel are relevant, that they feel are appropriate for the feed. So they're being very, very vague about that. Now, when you see these videos, you can't like them, you can't comment, you can't share. It's just a viewing experience. And literally it's eye candy. You just go to the next video, the next video, the next video. So that's new. I'm still learning about that myself. And I have yet to see anyone I know in it. It all seems to be people I don't know. So maybe it's a way of getting us to, I actually, to be honest with you, I don't really know the purpose. So maybe it's just in beta and it's testing and whatnot. So anyways, there we go. I think that kind of wraps it up for me in terms of what the whole thing is. I do want to just add that for the LinkedIn feed, a lot of people will ask me, how long can my videos be? So of course, it really shouldn't be that long, but LinkedIn's legal limit is 10 minutes on mobile, if you're uploading from mobile, and 15 minutes as a desktop video for the LinkedIn feed. Now, of course, not many people are going to watch a video that long. I used to say 2 minutes for a video. I now say 90 seconds, one minute max. That's what I aim for. So just remember, in the feed, people have very, very short attention spans. Think of somebody standing in the grocery store line. They don't want a big, long thing. They want short, snappy videos in the feed. But when you do things like LinkedIn articles, you can absolutely have long form video content in that. That's a better way to go. So I'm going to hop over and see if anybody joined me today. Do I have any comments? And oh boy, I do have a lot of comments. So that's good. That's good to know. So Jeff Young says, sorry to hear that Marjolein, I'm going to mess up her name because I would have practiced. I'm sorry to hear that she couldn't make it today, but this will be an excellent spotlight for your talents. Oh, thank you very much, Jeff. Always positive, always positive. He's here with his popcorn and ready to share. And he saw Mary, Kevin, and Leslie Osborne hopping into the green room. Hello, all LinkedIn user. So I'm sure Jeff's going to help them figure out why they're showing up as LinkedIn user. It's a settings issue, but always a great teachable moment here on LinkedIn. Debbie says, hey, I made it here before Gillian started. Happy Tuesday, all. I love when people join that I know, and it's wonderful. And strangers too. It's always just such a wonderful experience when everybody joins us. And it's lovely because they get to meet each other, and it's such a wonderful networking event. Mary says, I'm coming. Hold the popcorn, Jeff. And Dawn Christie. So that's who it is. Oh, we got Marcia here today. Hold it down. I hope I'm holding it down today, Marcia. Hope I'm doing a good job getting all this stuff together. Sounds like a good idea, Gillian. More's the pity that we don't have profile videos. Oh, yes. And actually now if you go to the help and you see profile, it says removed. It's just like so brutal. It's like they just killed it. They killed it. So maybe they'll bring it back as a premium feature to try and lure me from the freemium and get onto the premium plan. Nah, I don't think so. Okay, so she says, hi, I'm now and I'm ready for team replay. Okay. Debbie says, your other half is looking good. So I hope that's my Bitmoji, because my Bitmoji is always, she's great. I'm never alone when I have my Bitmoji. Okay, John Asperian, Louise is now at 47 1.5K YouTube subs. Oh my goodness. Happy dance for Louise. Do I have I used to have like a kind of fun thing with like, oh no, that's arrows. So that would not be the appropriate thing. I used to have all sorts of fun things that were like stars and confetti and all sorts of fun things like that. So that is for Louise because she's a friend of mine. And we did actually a whole show about YouTube. And oh my goodness, go study Louise. She is just absolutely amazing what she does. So thank you, John, for getting those stats. That is awesome. Let's see. Oops, I think I went too far. Okay, so we have Jeff. YouTube is where I store my how-to videos and my profile, folks. Yes, I do the same thing. I like my YouTube videos because I do the longer in depth. I put a video up there last week about how to schedule LinkedIn Lives because that's just like, that took me 10 minutes to actually walk through all the steps because it's not simple, it's complicated. So YouTube is very, very good for those. So I love balancing that. Gillian says, chuff to see if LinkedIn still treats it as a curse word. Chuff, chuff, chuff. So we'll see what happens with that. Greg Langley, shout out to Greg. When he said chuffed, it was always such a good thing. Oh, G is here. What a terrific topic. And I didn't realize you can go in and edit LinkedIn generated auto captions as I've been generating my own, always learning something new from you. Yes. And in the beginning, they did not do it on mobile. And it was such a pain because they tell you had to go back to the desktop. And it's like, okay, if you're on mobile, who wants to now go to the desktop, find their video and edit the captions? But you can do it. You just have to have really good eyes, so if you're somebody, it's like, oh, okay, that's tiny on a phone, then, hey, it's much better to do it the other way. Okay. Mary says, hey, I haven't suggested a client put a video in the featured section since yesterday. So yeah, it's a great thing. I love those. And oh, you know what? It made me realize, I think I missed one putting in my whole slider that I had. LinkedIn services is another place on your profile that you can put a video. And what I found is it actually plays within LinkedIn. So it's like I have a Vimeo there on mine in my services, and it's my show reel of my highlights reel. And if you go and you open it, it starts playing right there on LinkedIn. So that's kind of cool. So should have added that to my little rundown, but I forgot about that one. So thank you, Mary. That triggered something for me. Jeff says, I like the YouTube links in the featured section best. I do too, because they just really look cleaner. They look cleaner, and it's a nice way to go. John says, one place I haven't yet tried adding a video is the services page. We're just talking about that. LinkedIn recommends 16:9 format, which is the ratio. So that's the horizontal videos, folks. For there, don't expect a lot of views though. Yeah, that's probably the thing. And I too like the 16:9 format for my services video. And that's also what I recommend for putting in a embedded article or my newsletters on LinkedIn. I just think the 16:9 format looks so much better. I have put vertical videos and they kind of like get a little bit too big. Square are okay, but just the vertical, they kind of want to expand up and they kind of feel too much in your face. So I like those. And and again, add the captions, because again, that looks really, really good if you can do that. And you can do that in Vimeo. And of course you can do that on YouTube as well. Mary says, hey, I have a couple of videos in my experience section. If anyone here visits my experience section, you'll see a familiar face. So that's good. So visit Jeff's, visit Mary's. I think Kevin, I think might have some too. I have some. So again, go get a feel for what other people are doing, because it really, it gives you ideas yourself. I always say, steal from the best, steal from the best. Jeff says, LinkedIn currently limits the number to 50 on experience, but I got lucky and grandfathered in my 73 on one of my roles. Wow, I didn't know that had happened, Jeff. So that's interesting. So if we're just still at like 3 or 6 or something like that, that's good to know. We can only go so far. And to be honest, I don't know if anybody's going to go through more than 50. It's kind of like the skills going up to 100. It's like, oh, that's a lot. It's like, okay, let me endorse you for skill number 99. It's it's a lot of scrolling, but it's good to know because even sometimes having these things, maybe nobody's going to go see it, but it's a good way for you to track it. So think of it as your library, so that if somebody says, oh, have you ever done a video about scheduling LinkedIn posts? Well, then I could just immediately, I can go to YouTube and I can find it. But my experience, if I have it in an experience, that might be another way that I remember it. Or I remember I did a live with so-and-so, because, those lives can get buried. They can get buried. So it's a great way to, put those things and not have them get lost. Jeff says, embedding in a newsletter is a real boost for dwell time. That is absolutely true. And think about that. Even if you do articles and blogs on your website, get those videos, if you have YouTube videos, get them in your blog post, because again, that increases dwell time on your website. So what a win. What a win. And Jeff says, I figured you could mention groups. Caution to make sure it is relevant to the group focus. Absolutely. Because you could get kicked out of the group and, it's not good. It's not good. So don't be just slamming up videos. If you're not sure, ask the host. And I've done that where I've said to Jeff, I'm in one of Jeff's groups, his LinkedIn. Jeff, put the name of your group in because I'm going to mess it up. But Jeff has a group. It's free to everyone. It's a public group. And if I was to do a video, I would probably ask Jeff's permission. I do the same thing in Espresso Plus. If there's something, I might ask John, is it okay if I put this? Because I don't ever want to go against the, I just don't want to be a bad egg. So just ask for permission. Ask for permission. LinkedIn. So Jeff says LinkedIn chooses immersive videos on mobile. Meh, not my cuppa. And see, that's the thing. I think that it's one of those things that, maybe if you're standing in the line at the bank and you're just bored, it's maybe good eye candy. It's kind of like TikTok. It's just quick and serves you up. But I don't really know how much that's going to be a big thing. And if you can't comment or anything, I'm not really sure what value to get out of it. So, kind of hard to say. Okay. And one last one, length is a good question. Yes, Mary, it is a good question, because sometimes we do have things and you don't want to go to all the trouble of, making something and then you find, oh, it's 11 minutes, I can't upload it. Or now it's 16 minutes, I can't upload it. So, and, make them as short as possible. I think LinkedIn has a limit of 3 seconds is the shortest it can be. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And just as an extra sort of bonus tip, if you keep your video below, I believe, 15 seconds, it loops. So if you have some sort of cutesy video that's just kind of like you going, wow, I'm so excited, something like that, it will loop and people will just keep watching it over and over and over again because they don't know when it ends. So if you have a short video and you can get it under, I believe last time I did my experiment, it was under 16 seconds, it just loops. So that's kind of a cool thing to know too. All right. Well, that does it for me. I don't want to go over time. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. And I'm sorry my guest could not be here as scheduled. We will have her come back another time. And in the meantime, I hope everybody has a great week. We'll see you back here next week on LinkedIn Live with Gillian and Friends. And I have a wonderful guest lined up. So you'll have to just come back and